As the Smith family drove through an intense blizzard, they could barely see the road ahead. Somehow they noticed a strange lump in the snow by the side of the road. Luckily, the pink pile caught the family's attention. They just had to find out what it was. The story began in January 2016. The Smith family from Chevy Chase, Maryland, were planning to enjoy a ski vacation in Pennsylvania. So the family, made up of Dad Perry, Mom Liz, and their children Catherine and Perry, jumped into their car to head off for the weekend. The weather was not on their side, though. In fact, this was when the historic Snowzilla blizzard battered large swaths of the U.S. during the first month of 2016. Sadly, the weather was so bad that the ski resort the family was heading to had to close. So forced to abandon their plans, the family headed to Maryland, where they would batten down the hatches in a hotel until the storm passed. But as they were heading to safety, son Perry noticed something unusual. The teenager spotted a little pink lump in the snow. Intrigued, the family went to investigate. Yes, after pulling up at the side of the road, Dad Perry went to see what the lump was. As he got closer, he realized it was alive. At first, the father of two thought it was a raccoon, but upon further inspection, he noticed it was something more unusual. There, under almost 30 inches of snow, was a tiny piglet, but it seemed like the family was too late to save it. The frozen little creature was barely moving and seemed to be completely encased in ice. So just to be sure, Perry attempted to pick the piglet up. It was then that the baby unleashed an almighty squeal, springing to life. Knowing that it was unlikely the animal would survive in such extreme conditions, the family wrapped it up in a sweatshirt and took it into the car. The Smiths later noticed a number tattooed on the piglet's ear. It's thought then that the pig must have fallen or jumped from a transportation van working for an industrial farming facility. So ironically, the fall probably saved the piglet's life, as the truck was likely heading to a slaughterhouse. Perry was now concerned that the frozen daredevil pig would succumb to hypothermia. After all, the little animal was reportedly so cold that its body was covered in ice. The Smiths knew they had to help, and fast. At first, the family tried contacting a number of animal rescue organizations, but the blizzard had paralyzed all of them. So the Smiths decided to sneak the big pack into their hotel. They would have to care for it there until they could find a more permanent solution. Next, they placed the piglet in the bathtub, where the Smith children gave it alternate cuddles in a bid to keep it warm. The family also kept the animal's energy high by giving it cereal and bananas. It was then that the children named the pig Wee Wee, in honor of the kid's uncle's childhood invisible buddy. And when the storm settled down, the Smith family returned home, taking Wee Wee with them. They even toyed with the idea of keeping the pig, but they knew it would never work out. After all, the neighborhood where they lived had strict rules against holding livestock in residential districts. So with a heavy heart, the family arranged to have Polar Spring Animal Sanctuary adopt the piglet. Based in Poolesville, Maryland, the nonprofit organization provides sanctuary for abused and neglected farm creatures. Even though it was the perfect place for Wee Wee, who turns out was a boy, the family found saying goodbye hard. To be frank, it's going to be heartbreaking to give him up, and I'm sure there will be many tears. It's for the best, though, and Wee Wee will always be part of our family. He has changed our lives in the best way possible. Terry Cummings and her husband Dave Horloff established Poplar Spring Animal Sanctuary in 1997. At the time, the couple had been living in Poolesville for a decade, and they witnessed the brutality animals faced at the hands of farmers. Therefore, they became both vegans and vowed to help animals in need. "He is fantastic," Cummings gushed to people upon Wee Wee's arrival. "He's going to have a wonderful life. He will live on land where he can rest and play with other animals. There's a creek on the property too, and he can enjoy that and roll in the mud." It didn't take long for Wee Wee to settle in. He spent his first days at the sanctuary enjoying cuddles, wolfing down birthday cake, and making friends with other animals on the 400-acre site. So the little pig who was destined for slaughter was now living like a king. Poplar Springs staff began posting about the lucky pig on the sanctuary's Facebook page. Wee Wee proved so popular that the staff gave him his very own page. The profile boasts over 6,000 followers and documents the animal's daily exploits, from rolling in the mud to hanging out with his best buddy Scooter. And although he's taken to his new life at the sanctuary like a pig in mud, Wee Wee still has a soft spot for the Smiths. Yes, the family makes regular trips to see their old friend and couldn't be happier with the progress he's made. The Smiths hold a special place in a lot of people's hearts because of their selfless act of stopping along a snow-covered road to rescue a tiny piglet. Looking at the happy pig Wee Wee's become, you'd never know the challenges he had to overcome before finally finding happiness. After all, the inspirational animal somehow managed to escape death twice before landing up in paradise at Poplar Springs. Now that's one lucky pig.